I don't know about you guys, but some of my favorite makeup YouTube videos are like the best of, you know, the year videos, so like best makeup of 2022. And I thought it would be fun to go through and watch all of my favorite YouTube creators and like pick out a full face of makeup from their like favorite of 2022 that I'd never tried before, and kind of put it to the test and see my thoughts on those products and if I'm missing out on anything, because it's like the creme de la creme to get in one of those videos, you know what I mean? So that's what we're doing today. We're putting together, or putting to the test, that whole face of makeup that I picked out. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you. Now if it does, let's go ahead and do the YouTubey things. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. Now it was way harder than you would actually anticipate to get a full face of makeup products that wasn't either already my favorite products in my like end of year makeup video, or products that I'd already tried, because I wanted a full face of products that I'd never tried before. There's only two products that I couldn't get, which was a cream blush and a cream highlight, so I'll talk about that when we get to those steps. These aren't my only favorite YouTubers, obviously. This is just the ones that I watch regularly and are my favorites, are in the list, in the group of favorites, not the only favorites, but that had products that I'd never tried before that I really wanted to try, or just, you know, fit that category, because it was quite hard. A lot of YouTubers didn't actually seem to do yearly favorites, that a lot of the YouTubers that I super love especially, or they didn't do every category, or they put it up later after I'd already got all the products or stuff like that. So there is a couple of like my all-time favorites that are missing, but it's just because like a lot of our products overlapped, that kind of thing. All right, let's get into this, shall we? We're gonna do our eyes now. I have primed with my Rare Beauty eye primer. I didn't really see anyone talk about favorite eye primers, and if they did, I probably had tried them, but also I'm not straying from this little bad boy, I'm just saying. It was extremely difficult to find someone talking about their favorite eyeshadow palette that I didn't already own. As you know, I own an incredible amount of eyeshadow palettes. However, Kaki Reviews Beauty, and spoiler alert, actually a lot of these products have come from Kaki Reviews Beauty, because she really does stray outside the norm of beauty YouTuber favorites, if you will. And not that we are all the same, but there is a lot of overlap, whereas I find her products are very much in her favorites, very some of them are the same as a lot of others, but they're very different, to be quite honest with you. So she talked about two. She talked about the Aether Beauty palette, and I'll put a quick picture like here for you guys. And I was gonna pick that up, but honestly, I really want to try the Aether Beauty formula, and I can see myself doing that shortly, but I really didn't like the color story of this palette enough to go and buy it. She also talked about the Kaja Beauty Bentos, and specifically Orange Blossom, in this little eyeshadow stack that they have. So I picked up one of these because I have actually wanted to try one of these for a very long time. You kind of get this little stack of eyeshadows in this little bento box type, you know, setup here. And these are stunning. Spoiler alert. I'm gonna quickly swatch these for you guys. So again, Orange Blossom, and I'll just go in order of the thing, and I'll just do it on the back of my hand. Look at this. Are they not beautiful? They are gorgeous. I actually really like the color story of this Orange Blossom. I think it is very wearable. And when I tell you the quality of these, I've used this a couple of times. Actually, I have not mentioned this. This is not a first impressions in any way, shape or form. I've actually been testing all of these products for well over a month because I didn't want to do a first impressions. I actually wanted to really get to know every single one of these products and kind of be like, yeah, I really do think this is, you know, a fave, or I can see why they've put this in their favorites. I mean, granted, it's all my own opinion, so it's very subjective because that's their favorites are their opinions. So I'm not comparing or saying they lied, they shouldn't have put this in their favorite or anything like that, but I really wanted to know these products before I talked about them with you guys. Anyway, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I'm just gonna use my own other palette for the mattes. So I'm just gonna use Velvet Liaison from the Love collection to make it easy. I'm just gonna dip into this little bone colored shade from Velvet Liaison first. This is a Refa 16. I feel like I'm a bit all over the place with my filming today, guys, so if I'm not making sense, I am sorry. I'm just gonna take the same brush, Refa 16, and dip into this little middle shade right here. I'll just make the mattes quite, I want to say small, but like subtle is actually the word, just so that the metallics are the star of the show. But for me and my little hooded eyes, I like to put a matte through the crease, just personally. But if you don't mind and you're happy to just go straight in with your metallics, then just skip these steps, my friends. Gonna leave the mattes there for now, and we will dip into this little one. I'll just try and use all three so that you can see them, but actually one of the favorite looks that I've done using this little trio is popping just either my bronzer or like a shade like this through the crease, and then popping this all over the lids, and it looks so stunning, like this like chocolatey sparkly smoky eye. It's really pretty. I'm going to take my Intensify stick because these have glitter in them, so if you don't like the glitter fallout from like the Pat Special shades, you probably won't like these because they do have that glitter in them. And so I would recommend using a glitter glue with them personally, or at least wetting your brush. I mean, you don't have to, you do you. I'm just taking a Rapha number 2, and I'm gonna dip into this one first, and I'm just gonna tap this all the way to the outer corner here. They're so pretty, honestly, you guys, they're so pretty. If you have tried these, let me know which one is your favorite trio. I've just wiped the excess shadow off that brush with my Sigma switch. So same brush, and I'm gonna go into this little middle shade now. And I'm just gonna put that on the rest of the lid, and I'll just leave slightly the inner corner free. So to about there, and then press this. I mean, but like, dang, dang. I really hope the camera is like picking that up. Oh. Again, another one of those kind of like eyeshadows that like in low lighting, like if you wore this out at night, would just, oh, it would slay. It would slay. Just picking up this little Lethal Cosmetics shader brush. This is a 225, and I'll just go into this first shade here, and we'll pop that in here. I will go back and put this on the inner corner as well, but I'll wait until my base is done for that. Oh, they're so pretty, you guys. Look at that. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I'm just going to pick up this What's Up Beauty R102, and I'm going to go into this shade, I think. I'm actually going to mix this one and this one together. I'll just tap that a little bit and just run it a little bit through the crease here, just to create a little shadow of definition. I just prefer that for my hooded eyes personally. I love it. Love it. Love this. Totally see why Kaki has put this in her favorites. If I had these in my eyeshadow palette ranking for last year, they would have ranked really high, I can assure you. So happy days. We are moving on to the rest of the face now, and for primer I picked up the Natasha Denona HyGen Skinglass primer. So this one came out obviously last year, and I don't know, at the time I just was kind of like, I don't think this kind of primer is really going to work for me. It does have fragrance in it, so I was a bit mindful of like, is this going to break me out? And it actually doesn't seem to break me out. But I also just didn't, like, fragrance aside, think that this kind of a product was going to look good or work well, especially for me. But Ali Glines and Samantha March put this in their best of 2022s and just raved about it. And even my friend Karen has this product, I'm pretty sure, and she raves about it as well. And so it comes in this little dropper thingy, and I just kind of apply a little bit like this. I like to apply it on the, just outside of this little section right here, because I don't need my pores to be, you know, emphasized. That's not what we're here for. My skin is going through it today, so, you know, you'll see the real kind of effect, because she's not looking great today, the skin. It also says that it's supposed to like smooth fine lines and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't think it necessarily makes fine lines look worse or anything like that, but I don't think it necessarily smooths anything, I'll be honest. However, I will say I like this primer. I really do. I don't know why, because normally this kind of a product I wouldn't enjoy, even though I have been liking more dewier products lately. It's just not something that I would normally enjoy. But I have to admit, when I put this on, my foundation always looks nicer. It really does. Like, it really does make the skin look really healthy and glowy in a really nice way without making it look oily at all. I mean, I don't put it through my T-zone, especially right now being in summer for Australia, but yeah, I really do feel this is like, it says like it's plumping, and I really do find like my skin looks plumped up and juiced up in a really nice way using this. Just for my T-zone with my pores, I'm just gonna use the KVD one. I didn't hear anyone talk about a pore one in their favorites that either I didn't have, or I just don't actually think I heard of anyone talking about a pore one this year. For foundation, this foundation was raved about and in so many people's favorites that I was like, okay, I have been holding off. Again, it does have fragrance in it, so I know, or I knew there was a chance I wasn't gonna be able to wear this, say, like every day, even if I super, super loved it, but that, you know, that's okay. There are products, I have so many products that if the fragrance is far enough down the list, I've worked out, again, I'm sorry to repeat myself, that I can pick it up because I have so many products in my collection that I rotate them so much anyway. It doesn't really matter in that context. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick this up. So many people have put this in their favorites. People have been raving about this for such a long time, and I am intrigued. This is the time, let's try it. So this is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. Now this is in the shade 1N06. It's 72 Australian dollars. I just picked it up from Sephora Australia. Andrea Ali, Ali Glines, Teresa Is Dead, Angie Naquivist, and Taylor Wynn all put this in their yearly makeup favorites. So, and I think there was even a couple more than that, if I'm honest. So when so many people put this in their favorites, I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna try this foundation. Now, what do I think of this foundation? Well, shade-wise, it's okay. It's not, yeah, actually shade-wise, it's not too bad. It's okay, you guys. This foundation doesn't work super well for me. It really, really doesn't. It really is texturizing for me. It doesn't like fully melt nicely or smoothly into my skin. It just kind of almost like sits on top of the skin ever so slightly, but I just find it to be really, to be honest with you, really quite texturizing. It really isn't as smoothing and lovely. Like for example, I'm not sure if it's up yet or if it's going to be the video, like the next video after this one, the new KVD Serum Foundation, for example. Instantly when I put that on, and every time I've used it, it just smooths my skin. It just really makes my skin look just better. I feel like I have almost like a filter on my skin whenever I wear that foundation. Whereas with this one, I feel like it's the opposite. I have like more, not more, that's not true. I just feel like I have texture. You can see my pores. I just feel like my skin doesn't look the best that it can look. Now, is it a terrible foundation? No, not by any means. I've definitely tried a hell of a lot worse, for sure. It's just not a foundation that I'm like excited to reach for at all. This for me would definitely not go in my favorites. Like it just definitely would not. It would have been left out, and like probably will get just decluttered. I might even pop this up on my Depop, to be honest with you, because yeah, it's just not a foundation for me. I did want to pick up the Sigma color corrector from Simply Blair's, like best of video, but I couldn't find it in stock, and here we are. So I'm just going to use my Charlotte Tilbury one. Let's go ahead and move on to concealer. Now the concealer that I chose was the Bobbi Brown Full Coverage Concealer. So this was actually Ali Glines' favorite concealer, and I'd kind of been intrigued to try this. So I went ahead and picked it up. Now I picked up a mini because I didn't know if I would like it. I had a feeling I probably wouldn't. So I was like, let me get the mini. It's way cheaper and I won't waste a heap of product. I got the shade Cool Ivy. And it is a little bit too light for me, but we'll make do today. Let's go ahead and apply it. Now again, it's a touch light for my preference, but we'll make do. It does also have this really weird little like applicator, which cracks me up every time I use it. I'm gonna blend this out with a BKA 506, and this concealer is, I mean, it's fine. I don't think Ali Glines has particularly difficult under eyes from what I've observed. I could be wrong, but from what I see of her videos, she seems to have quite good under eyes. So, you know, if you don't have really, really dark circles or textured under eyes or pigmentation, it is like your comparison of a good concealer is going to be quite different to, say, someone like me who does. So I find this concealer is fine. I really do. Is it the absolute best concealer I've ever tried? No. I think if you have similar under eyes to Ali, then you probably will really like it. But for me, well, it's fine. It's just fine. It just doesn't stand out to me. I don't know what it is. Like, it's not even bad, because if you look at that, my under eyes look really nice. Would I recommend this over Huda Beauty? No. There you go. End of story. Cream bronzer, let's talk about it. I went a little out of control. I did. I picked up 3. Okay, first one is the LYS cream bronzer. This was Andrea Ali's favorite, or in her favorites, and I have wanted to try this for some time and was like, all right, you don't need to enable me twice. I picked up the Saie cream bronzer. This was Morgan Turner's favorite. So this is the light bronze, the Sun Melt Saie natural cream bronzer in light bronze. I've seen they've just extended their shade range of this too. And then I also picked up the Kaja Butter Up Play Bento blush and bronzer one. This one was in Kaki's favorites. So this one has a cream bronzer in it, and then has, now it's really hard to open the middle one. It has a powder blush at the top, and then I always struggle to open the second one. There we go. And then a powder highlight. I picked up the Kaja one, to be fair, because I was already picking up the Orange Blossom Bento and was like, all right, I'm curious. And I'd wanted the Saie one for a while. It just kept going out of stock on Cult Beauty, and I saw it in stock and was like, I'll grab it while I'm there. And then just, you know, things got out of control. Don't need any more cream bronzers, but here we are. I'm not gonna lie, January was like, I blacked out for the entire month of January when I bought makeup. I bought a lot in January, a lot. Just blacked out and bought all of the makeup, and I'm here for it, to be honest. I have used the LYS cream bronzer stick in multiple videos. I'm gonna link them down below because I'm not gonna use this today. This one is in the shade Motivate, and I really like this cream bronzer. Really like it. So I'll link one of the videos where I've used this down below. I think it's incredible. I think it's well worth the money. I think this was like 26 Australian dollars off Sephora Australia. And it really reminds me of the Anastasia Beverly Hills cream bronzer in a stick. That's exactly what it reminds me of. It's very emollient. You need the smallest amount of product. It is a true bronzer. Don't get this thinking it's going to do any form of contouring or anything like that. But it is a great product. So let's do half and half with the Saie and the Kaja. I'm gonna do Kaja on this side of my face. So I just take it on like a Real Techniques little slanted brush here. But I just like go in directly. And then as always, I like work the product into the brush and then just tap it on. So you can see it's quite pigmented. It taps out really easily and seamlessly. Honestly, I don't have a bad word to say. See how easy and just seamless that just blends out? It's really nice. So that is the Kaja. It's nice and glowy too. So it's not like a super matte one, as you can probably tell. So you might not like that. You might, if you're wanting more of like a matte natural finish, you want to go with like more the NARS Laguna cream bronzer or like the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt. But you know, I just think, I do think that that looks really lovely. I'm going to take a different brush. This is a Delium Tools, and we'll go into the Saie. And again, the Saie is really lovely. I don't believe, off the top of my head actually, that the Saie is as dewy. The Saie is a little bit more matte actually, so if you do want a more matte finish, yeah, you probably want to go with the Saie option then. And I will say the Saie one is a little less, like a little more cool tone. Like you can see that's a lot more like warm tone, whereas this is a lot more cool toned. You really don't need a lot of either of these products, but especially like this would last you a lifetime, I swear. So good thing I have so many cream bronzers. I don't care. I'm just living my best life with my makeup. That is the Saie, that is the Kaja. For powder, I picked up the Make Beauty Diffusion Set Translucent Powder, pressed powder, sorry, in Translucent Fair. So this one right here. I do like how Make makes each one of their like little compacts a different color so that you can like tell instantly what is what. So this is the pressed one. This one was from Kaki Reviews Beauty. I'm just gonna set my whole face with this powder, starting with the under eyes. It's probably not completely the most perfect shade for the under eyes, but I don't have another one for the under eyes, so we'll be able to get away with it. So I'm just gonna start with my T-zone here This is a KVD 25 brush, I think, and I love it for my under eyes. So this particular powder reminds me of the Vive Modern Perfector powder. If you like that powder, I think you'll quite like this one. It is nice. I do like this powder. I just don't think it would be my personal like go-to favorite. Like, do I like it more than the Kosas Cloud Set powder? No. And when I instantly put this on, it looks flawless. Flawless. It really does. I just find as it wears throughout the day and as my skin warms up to it, it doesn't keep my skin looking like smooth and flawless. It kind of like you can just start to see the texture come in. You can start to see like it kind of like settles in fine lines a little bit, and it's like it warms up and gets like quite dewy and like, what is the word that I'm thinking of? It gets like, it warms up to the skin and it doesn't just kind of look like powder anymore. It just, yeah. I don't know how to describe it. It's going to take a powder puff for the rest of my face. But as the day wears on, it just doesn't keep the vibe going. It just, like if I was going to dinner, this powder is perfect because like I'm not going out for a super long time and I just do want to look quite flawless, then it's like, you know, it's perfect for that. But if I had like a work day where I just needed my makeup to last all day, this wouldn't necessarily be the powder that I would like reach for that. For brows, I did actually pick up some brow products. Look at me go. For a brow pencil, I picked up the Gimme Brow Volumizing Pencil. This is just a little mini one because I didn't know if I would like it. And this is from Ali Glines. She mentioned this in her like best of 2022. And I was like, all right, Ali. She was one of the only people that did actually mention brows, or at least a brow like pencil of some sort. That I hadn't tried at least. So picked this up, and I do love the Gimme Brow gel, sorry. That is like my all-time favorite brow gel. And this pencil's okay. It's fine. Again, I really like the Precisely My Brow from Benefit, and I still think that the Precisely My Brow is better, if I'm honest. This one's fine. Like, look, it did a nice job here. But yeah, I much prefer the Precisely My Brow, but I've got to admit, one of my favorite brow pencils at the moment, or my favorite brow pencil at the moment, is the Makeup by Mario one, and it just doesn't compare. It really doesn't. For the brow gel, I picked up the Too Faced Fluff and Hold Brow Wax. This was Morgan Turner's favorite. I was going to pick up the Refi Brow Wax from Andrea Ali, but I was like, you know what, I'll give this a go. I feel a lot more comfortable using Too Faced now that the ex-owner has absolutely nothing to do with the business, like completely done with it. So we might see Too Faced sprinkled in a little bit more on the channel. But that's just a personal preference, you know, don't get into that with me. You do you. Anyway, Morgan Turner talked about Too Faced Fluff and Hold Laminating Brow Wax, and I really, really like this stuff. Really, really like it. It does a fantabulous job. It really does. Look at that. Feathered brows. Reminds me quite a bit of the Patrick Ta Laminating Brow Gel, but I actually like this a little bit better. I think it's because this doesn't like... The Patrick Ta Laminating Brow Gel was really nice, but it did kind of make my brows a little bit crusty, whereas I don't find this does that. And I like this wand better too. My brow hairs are quite strong for some reason, and it does take a lot for them to like actually hold up for the whole day, and I find this does a really good job of it. So this one is a huge win for me. I really enjoy it. For bronzer, I picked up the Make Beauty Skin Mimetic Micro Suede Bronzer. So this one is in the shade Lunar, which is the lightest one, and this is from Khaki Reviews Beauty as well. She put a lot of Make Beauty in her favorites, and I picked up most of them. I have been using this bronzer for quite a while now. You would have seen it in quite a few videos. This is a BKA 507. And I really quite like it actually. It's a really, really lovely, smoothing, natural bronzer. I really quite like it. It's lovely. Like, it's so blurring and smoothing on the skin. It really is lovely. I really, really love the House Labs bronzer. That was like my favorite powder bronzer for the year, and it reminds me a lot of that, like a lot of that House Labs one. So yeah, if you like the House Labs one, you will probably really, really like this. But look how just smooth and natural it looks, right? Like, doesn't that look really, really natural and just flawless on the skin? It's like undetectable. As mentioned, I don't have a liquid highlight because I didn't find anyone that had a liquid highlight that I hadn't already tried. So I am just going to use a powder one, which I picked up this one from the Kaja Bento box from Kaki Reviews Beauty. This is a nice highlight though. So it's just a fluffy BH Cosmetics brush, but look how natural this is. These Kaja products, you guys, are so good. They really are. I know I'm probably like the last person to try them and everyone's like, yeah, duh. But I'm just really impressed with them. They're so lovely. Look how natural that is. Stop it. Stop it. Beautiful. Perfection. Chef's kiss. For blush, I have two powder blushes that were in favorites. Both came from Kaki Reviews Beauty. One of her powder ones was the one out of the Kaja Bento box, and then the other one was the Make Beauty blushes. So this is Skin Mimetic Micro Suede Blush in Amber Glow. So same technology as the bronzers, but in a blush. I cannot speak today. I cannot. So I know these are slightly different, but let's just put one on each cheek and go from there. Let's do this one first. This is BK107 brush. I didn't talk about cream blush because you know I like to layer creams and powders. I did really, really want to get the, I actually really wanted to get the Persona pink cream stick blush and her pink bubble blush because Andrea Ali and there was someone else that I can't quite remember right now, maybe Ali Glines. Anyway, another person also put that pink stick blush from Persona in their favorites, so I really wanted to get that, but it's like sold out everywhere, so I just can't get it. So I'm gonna pick up those Persona products at some point though, because everyone keeps raving about them and I want to try them. Let's do this Make Beauty powder blush on this side. These are delightful. Just as much as I like the bronzer, I really like the blush. I think it is so smooth. Look, natural, smoothing, flawless. Apart from the fact that obviously it's not like a super natural color, it looks undetectable. Like it just doesn't look like a powder on the skin. It just like melts into the skin. It's really, look, it's gorgeous. I love the blush, you guys. I love it. On this side, we will do the Kaja. This is a refer number 5. And this is also very lovely. It's a different color. That's okay. For science sake, I'll do it for you guys. Look, again, undetectable, very smoothing, very lovely. This side looks like a bit darker. It's just because I need to get a light that kind of like hits here. Whereas like this light hits nicer. So like don't hold it against the makeup. It's my lighting. Let's set my face. Now I picked up the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip setting spray because Simply Blair and Andrea Ali had this in their favorites. And I was like, you don't need to tell me twice. I love the Hydro Grip primer. I don't know why I hadn't tried this before. I don't know why I thought it wouldn't work for me, but I really love this product. It is so good. So I don't know why I'm spraying my sponge. I actually sprayed my face with this one. The thing that I love the most about this setting spray is how cooling and refreshing it feels. It just feels, it feels like the Chanel Le Beige's Water Fresh tint, how that feels so fresh on the skin. It feels like that, but in a spray. It's so nice. You know how the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless setting spray, you're like, it's so good and I can't tell you why and I don't know why it works, but it is so good. This is like that. Exactly the same. Not the exact same product, but like the exact same feeling where it's like, I don't know why it's so good, I don't know why it works, but it does and it's amazing. We need to finish up the eyes and then we're on to lips. I didn't buy any eyeliners. I don't think I saw anyone talking about any eyeliners. I could be wrong, but I'm just gonna put on my Makeup by Mario brown eyeliner. I'm just gonna tightline with it, and then I'm gonna put my LH Cosmetics Greige Core Crayon on my lower waterline, and then we'll come back and I'll show you mascara because I did pick up one of those. Eyeliner is on, and I just popped this shadow on my lower lash line from the Love collection. And I'm gonna do inner corner because I did forget that. So we're gonna take this first shade. I've just got like a little domed brush here. I'll just pop the smallest amount on my inner corner for that because it is a bit glittery. I don't want too much. Let's talk about mascara. I picked up the YSL Lash Clash from Andrea Ali. She goes on and on and on and on and on about this concealer, like the level of love she has. I'm not going to talk while I actually do this because every time I do that I stab myself in the eye. This isn't a bad mascara, it's just that this wand is too thick for my little eyes. Like really get in there. I much prefer the Tower 28 mascara. But this performs quite similar to the Tower 28 mascara. So I do actually like this as a mascara, but I just find the wand is a little bit too thick for me. So that is one eye with the mascara done. Just lips left. Ali Glines and Khaki Reviews Beauty both had the rare lipsticks and lip liners in their favorites. I got the shade Humble in the lipstick and Lively, I think, yeah, in the lip liner, because the Humble lip liner was sold out. So I was like, same but different. That is the Lively lip liner and the Humble lipstick in the Rare Beauty products. Let's put the Rare Beauty lip liner on in the shade Lively. I just realized that my air conditioning fan on was super high, so I'm sorry if you could hear a lot of like wind noise in this video. So that's the lip liner. I really like it. I think the Rare Beauty lip liners are gorgeous. It's very, one, I really like this color. It's like very My Lips, kind of like just a little bit deeper. I don't know what I'm trying to spit out here, but I really like how natural this is on my lips, and it's a very like smooth, creamy formula to apply. It doesn't like tug or anything, but it also doesn't feel like it budges at all, and it doesn't budge at all. It's very long wearing. So I really think the Rare Beauty lip liners are impeccable, honestly, truly impeccable. This is the lipstick in Humble, so let's go ahead and apply this. That is the lipstick. And it is nice, but it's not my favorite formula. I don't know if you can tell, it does kind of give me a little bit of like lines. It's not super smoothing of a formula, and it does feel a little bit drying. And it also, I don't know if it has a fragrance. Yeah, it does have a fragrance, and I can kind of taste the fragrance. I don't really think to use this a whole lot. Like even when I've been testing it, I've had to like consistently remind myself to like test it and use it. I like the shade. I think the shade is really beautiful. I just don't super love the formula. It's just a little bit too drying, and I can taste the fragrance, so that combined for me is like it's like a little bit forgettable. I'm actually going to do my hair and then wrap this up. So 2 seconds. This is the finished makeup look. What do you guys think? I love pretty much all of the products except for the foundation and the powder. They're probably like my, well, I just find the powder so tricky because then like it looks so good but it doesn't wear super well. The foundation is my least favorite out of all of the products that I tried, for sure. There was some that's just like good, like the brow pencil, for example. It's like, yeah, okay, it's good, but like I wouldn't go out of my way to repurchase it. The lipstick, like it's good, but I like it's, you know, it's just good. That's kind of it. Then you have like the primer, for example, flawless. All of the cream bronzers, both of the Kaja products, flawless. Even this mascara, even though the wand is too thick for me, still a brilliant mascara. Milk setting spray. Whoa. Insanely good. The Make bronzer and the Make blush, insanely good. I really discovered some new favorites from this like experiment. I really did. Like I'm so stoked that I did it because I have just fallen head over heels in love with quite a few of these products, which I'm really happy to now have in my collection. Quickly, just my hair. This is actually my hair with clip-in hair extensions. I know. So if you don't know, I suffer from hair loss. I have really thin hair. I have had like bald patches. Like this part of my hair previously has been like so thin I couldn't even wear it in like a ponytail, that kind of a thing. And the last kind of like month and a half, I've noticed my hair has like gotten thicker. Like I do have a little bit of root cover up on this area, but I don't have any on this side. And like look at that. That's impeccable. And like my hair's kind of freshly dyed, but not really. Like I think I did it 2 weeks ago, and my natural hair is blonde. So when I have regrowth, I look even bolder than I am because my natural hair is like super blonde, and then I dye my hair dark. But you guys would have noticed that I've been wearing like a ponytail a lot more in my videos and like stuff like that. Whereas like before I never ever would have done that because my hair just wouldn't have been able to hold up to that. So I normally wear like wigs or hair toppers, and lately I've been able to wear like my natural hair, and I'm so excited. It's like the first time in 5 years that I've been able to wear my natural hair. It's crazy to me. I don't know what is different. These are clip-in hair extensions for like the length and the thickness, it's not that good. Like I still need extra hair. But these are from Zala, not sponsored. They have no idea who I am. Paid for these exactly with with all of my own money. Like they literally don't know who I am. They're like these, I'll link them down below. They're like these seamless hair, clip-in hair extensions. They're not permanent, they just clip in. And they're like so thin. So if you have like wispy thin hair like I do, it still kind of like can work because the clips and the seams are like so thin that you like can't see it. I'm gonna do like an updated hair video and everything for you guys. I'm just waiting until I have like all my thoughts collected and everything. I don't know what the difference is that I've been doing with my hair. I truly don't. That's made it like so that I can like wear it natural. I really don't know what the difference is. The only thing I can attribute it to is I did start using silk pillowcases like 2 months ago. That's the only thing I can think of. I have started using some other products in the last 2-ish weeks that definitely have made a difference instantly, but like not enough for this. So I don't know. A silk pillowcase, I'm not sure. I don't know. And I don't know if it'll last. Quite often hair loss is cyclical as well. But I'm making the most of it while I have it. And yeah, this is my hair with clip-in hair extensions, and I'm very excited. I'm still gonna wear my alternative hair because it's fun, but like I'm just excited for the first time in 5 years to be able to play with my natural hair. So yeah, anyway, that's what's different with my hair today. Let me know your thoughts down below. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this video and the products. And yeah, I hope, like, if you're watching to this point, my lord, you're an absolute legend. I know how long this video would have been, so thank you. And if you haven't already, pretty please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.